All right, so here we have the all-new 2025 Nissan Murano. This one comes in the platinum trim level with all-wheel drive, super black paint, and then we also have the gray and brown two-tone leather interior, semi-aniline leather, excuse me. And for the powertrain, we get a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine that's made it to a 9-speed automatic transmission. That gives us 241 horsepower, 260 pound-feet of torque. But to the front end here, LED headlamps along with LED daytime running lights. And like I was expecting, a lot of similarities to the Aria here, but it kind of just, it's hard to explain. As I see it, the more I look at it, the more I'm like, this is very interesting. But I do love the design. As you can see, the wheels look good. Again, they kind of remind me of the Aria there, 21-inch alloy. But all in all, especially in this super black, it's just a good looking SUV. We get LED headlamps, LED tail lights. So everything seems premium on here, especially for the price, which I'll show you after a while. Passive keyless entry on the front, memory seat functions there. We do get one-touch up and down windows on all 4 doors, power mirror controls. We can power fold those side mirrors. Those do have blind spot monitors in them. And then our power door lock controls are there. Sorry, it's freezing out here. My nose is running just a little bit. But love the door panel here, the trim throughout. It looks very premium. And again, I'll show you what the price is here. You might be a bit surprised. Because again, this is a platinum and it is all-wheel drive. But power driver seat, 4-way power lumbar support, massage function as well. And we get that massage function on the front, both front seats. Here you can fool with your ProPilot assist, heads-up display, heated steering wheel. This is for the lift gate. We have an electronic parking brake, pull to engage, hit the brake, press down to disengage. Hood release there. We do get a power tilt telescoping steering wheel. And I like that storage spot underneath this here. They did a really good job designing this, I think, so far. But I want to give a huge thank you to John Roberts Nissan for allowing me to review this Murano today. I'll leave a link below in the description. And if you're looking to find the best price on something closer to home, click on that second link down below. It takes a minute to fill out your info. I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on one of these or any new vehicle you might be interested in. But here, love that they have the rear blinds back here. That is so crucial when you have a kid in the back. I don't know why everybody doesn't do it, but I only know because I have a kid, so. But space back here is very impressive. Knees are just barely touching the back of the seat here. I'm 6'3", longer legs. That seat up front's adjusted for someone of my size, and these aren't necessarily skinny seats, but they have so much functionality. And it looks like we have the side airbag here for the middle, so that's nice. I don't see that too often in American-made cars, or cars for America, excuse me. 3-stage heated outboard seats, rear AC vents, USB-C charge ports. And again, like the Aria, pretty similar in terms of what you see up front there. And this one having the panoramic sunroof. That's what the sunshade looks like. And in this middle seat, gotta fight it a little bit. Get it out. Bottle holders are there. A little storage spot for your phones. And a lot of little things that they didn't mess up on, so I appreciate it. Love the soft touch lights. And another cool thing that you don't see a lot is Nissan has like 2 stages for these. So you can turn it on super bright or have it down a level for like a reading light, but it won't get you pulled over. So I really like that. Now in terms of fuel, capless fuel filler, pretty straightforward. And now to the back. I like the back end because it is reminiscent of the older Muranos while still being all new. Just with that light bar there. Just a good looking SUV, I think. Let's see if this is how you open it. There it is. Put the button up there on the logo. And then the cargo tray, we can use that, line it up. Oh, well, I might still have the caps on here. I gotta practice with that, but that's how you fold that second row down if you don't want to do it from the front, or from the second row, I should say. And sorry it's so loud out here. I'm right by the the highway and the wind is blowing. So even though I have my little cover on, it's still pretty loud. But I believe that's an amplifier there for the Bose system. We do get an inflator kit. And because of that, that's probably gonna be in every Platinum, just because the amp has to go somewhere. But again, buttons here. Look underneath the vehicle. I like the dual exhaust. And then to the rear passenger side, top tethers for the car seats here. You can just pull this back up pretty easily. And then our anchors are fixed in there for the car seats. We can just kind of snap these plastic pieces out. Front passenger seat, same adjustability as the driver's side with that 4-way lumbar massage function. And again, just love the interior here, the trim throughout. They just did a really good job designing this. Lockable glove compartment, owner's manuals. I love the wood grain too. That might be why this took so long, but I know they were trying to push the Aria out, but the Murano been in need of an update for a minute, or redesign, I should say. But y'all can pause anywhere you need to take a closer look at the window sticker. That link below will have a link to the actual sticker as well online if you don't want to pause. But $52,300 for this, not bad in my opinion, again, for all-wheel drive. And then just everything that comes standard with this vehicle. Now back to the front end. You do get that 2-liter variable compression, turbocharged 4-cylinder. And I had an Infiniti, it was a 19 QX50 that had that engine in it. And I really didn't like it because of the CVT, but I feel like I'm gonna enjoy this with the 9-speed. When I go on the test drive, I'll let you all know. But back in the driver's seat here, nice leather wrap steering wheel, and of course, Nissan, you have that kind of flat bottom feel there. Again, like the Aria, just the 2 spokes. Love the design there. There's the horn. Again, similarities to the Aria. That screen there kind of runs through navigation systems here, and we do get Google Maps, so you will have that subscription set up there, and pretty much everybody's going to that. But and then over here, the audio sources: AM, FM, XM, Bluetooth. You have the podcast as well, and then I'm assuming we get wireless CarPlay, Android Auto, but I'm going to find that out here. I couldn't remember if I saw it on the window sticker, but I showed you, so if it has it, it has it. I'm pretty sure it does. But over here, dual zone automatic climate controls. You get that heated steering wheel. 3-stage heated cooled seats, you can set that to auto. And then, like the Aria, touchscreen in here, you can choose fan direction, adjust your fan speed, and all of that there. Cut the whole system off. And then settings down here. General settings, you can go in here, change your units of measurement, a few other things too. Now let's check out the cameras. Backup cameras there, guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel. Get that bird's eye view too. And there's the front camera, same deal there. And I kind of like how you can change, you have several different views to choose from. It's interesting, it really is. But a few controls down here, all the important stuff, cutting the system on or off, adjusting the temperature, setting the auto. And then you get 2 USB-C ports there, wireless charging pad. And this is where your shifter is, so pretty interesting setup. Push button, P for park, R for reverse, N for neutral, D for drive, then you hit it again. You can toggle that manual mode, and you do have paddle shifters behind the steering wheel for that. And then 3 drive modes, which include your sport, standard, and eco. Auto stop toggles there, and then your camera. You can toggle some of those settings there, kind of goes through on the bottom, as you can see. those different views. Bottle holders are here, little extra storage. Center console cubby space. And there is the roof. So I slid the shade back, one touch for the tilt. And then you can hit it again for the slide. Goes all the way back, which I appreciate. But there's a look at the back from up here. I guess I might let that light on. Turn that off. Okay. Your controls for the sunroof are here. Sunglasses holder. Love how that's hidden. You wouldn't even know that's there if you weren't looking for it. There are the lights there. There's your vanity mirror. And then garage door transmitter is right in there. Just the brightness. So back to the wheel. Blinkers. High beams. Flash. Auto. Auto high beams are on the side here. And then right side. Auto wipers. One time off. Auto low high. You can adjust that auto sensitivity there. And then our rear wipers right here. Push back for that rear wiper fluid, pull up for the front. Now back to the steering wheel. This is probably one of the most interesting setups I've seen. Again, like the Aria, it's just different and I like it. Then turn those wipers all the way off. Okay. But Pro Pilot's here. You can cut all that on. Set the speed, cancel, adjust, a gap adjust for that. Volume controls. And then over here, trackless radio station presets. And I don't know how you get to it, but there's a way that these become Bluetooth buttons. I don't know if you have to be on the phone or what, which would be pretty neat. But if you look closely, you can see on either side of those buttons, it's a little indentation, so those will change. But these here are very interesting, these little rectangles. So when you hit this button, you're over here now, and you can use the scroll bar accordingly. All of that there, and then when you hit this one, you're on that right side, so you can go through all of that there with the arrows. So it's interesting, very interesting. But I kind of like it the more I use it. So Bose sound system there. If you look closely, that's where the icon or the logo is. And then my heads-up display, there it is. Right there in the middle. Now, since this is my first look at the Murano, I wanted to make sure I covered everything that I think would be important. The push button starts there. And then finally, here's our key fob with remote start. And then before I forget, volume knobs here. We can use this to go through track list, radio station presets. And then your hazards are right in there. So that could be important. But next, let's go ahead and take this 2025 Nissan Murano with all-wheel drive out on the road for a test drive. So starting the test drive in this Murano, even in eco mode, pickup is pretty impressive. But you do have that variable compression turbocharged 4-cylinder. You get the 241 horsepower, 260 pound-feet of torque. Something tells me this is gonna get up pretty nicely. Again, even in eco mode, I can just feel the pull. And I like how Nissan is kind of, at least right off the bat, feels like they've done work on the eco mode. It doesn't feel like it doesn't feel super weird. I said this in the walk around version, but I used to have a QX50, and when I'd put that thing in the eco mode, I almost felt like the car was about to break down. It would just kind of like lunge. It was a weird feel. But love having the traditional 9-speed automatic here. And part of me just feels like the CVT might have been cheaper to make. Obviously the reliability was based on the maintenance, but I feel a lot of people just prefer a 9-speed automatic, especially a lot of Nissan buyers. That's why you see that in the Nissan Titan. It's just a very good transmission in a lot of these vehicles. I meant to say Frontier, not the Titan, but it's in a lot of vehicles, so it might be in the Titan too, but that's what I meant to say. Now here in the eco mode, having the 9 speeds does make it easier to get to that sweet spot, in my opinion, in where you're keeping the revs low, you're being efficient, but you're still able to move the vehicle without it doing a lot of clunking and shifting and moving around like the CVTs. Now on these 21-inch alloy wheels, I am impressed on this super rough industrial road. Just very impressed how good the ride quality is. And not to mention, they look so good on this thing. But pretty quiet in here in the eco mode. It's just very relaxing. Of course, you have the massage seats, you have the heated cool functionality. But the acoustics in here are very good. I'm very impressed with how quiet it is in here overall. The only thing that's rattling is my little camera holder, just barely on the seat. Everything else is pretty quiet, so I'm pretty impressed by that. Just so refined. Again, very impressed with this. And with the massage seat, I almost want to take a nap. Now, in terms of the visibility, love how the roof, or not the roof, but the hood still slopes down very nicely so I can see directly in front of me. Not a lot of intrusion in my sight there. And the windshield slanted, I can still see out pretty nicely. But I also don't feel like it's overwhelming either, if that makes sense. And then in the A-pillars, we do have the glass right there on either side. Just makes visibility a bit more easier on top of having the glass like it is. But I mean, it's something that I could get used to driving, especially for the fuel economy. They just did a great job with this. Going with a 2-liter turbo 4 as opposed to the V6 like pretty much every other manufacturer. You see that with the Chevy Traverses and Ford Escapes. Everybody's going to the smaller displacement engines and they're just throwing turbochargers on them. Now I'm gonna put it in a sport mode as we get on the interstate, and I will try out the paddle shifters. I'm not gonna thrash it, but I am gonna give it a little something. Here we go. So pretty surprised with how effortless that was, getting back up to speed. That was very nice. Now I am curious how you get this cruise control on. Might be because I'm in sport mode. Let me take that off. Oh, I keep hitting the cancel button. Oh, okay, that's a button. So I didn't know this, but that's actually a button, and then that's a button. So to set the speed, I'm a doofus, but to set the speed, you have to hit the buttons themselves on this thing. So again, once you get used to this, it makes a lot of sense, but just me hopping behind the wheel, that was a little embarrassing, but I'll be all right. Now I'm going to give one more thanks to John Roberts Nissan for allowing me to review this Murano today. I'll leave a link below in the description. If you're looking to find something closer to home, click on that second link down below. It takes a minute to fill out your information. I'll make sure the local dealers are fighting to get you the best price on a new Murano or any new vehicle you might be interested in. But I mean, I really like this new Murano. Really, really like it. Luxury's there. The Pro Pilot Assist has come a long way as opposed to how it was in my 2019 QX50. And you just feel like a king in here. And I feel like this might be something mostly for queens, but I only know what I know. My girlfriend loves these Muranos. Her mother has one. They all love Nissans, but they just did a great job redesigning this thing. Kind of, again, getting a lot of the looks from the Aria, a lot of the technology from the Aria, with its own little flair. But as I've been driving down the road, getting a lot of head turns because it does look like something that hasn't been on the road before. But it has the technology to match as well. And with the price, little under 53,000 sticker, I think it's worth the money personally. Now, of course, Nissan and Honda have been in merger talks, and we're not sure what's going to be the future of those companies, but I feel like that'll be a good fit for both of them if that goes through. Hopefully it does, because Nissan still has some life left in the company, I think, in terms of just the vehicles that it puts out, the technology that they have. And I think they still have a little left in the tank, even after all of the things people want to say about the CVT and how that kind of made Nissans not worthwhile. The Titan's still a solid truck. The Armada's still a solid SUV, especially with the redesign. Hope to review one of those in the next week or two. But new Rogue, new Kicks, they got a little fight left in them, and I hope that they're able to stay a company, whether they need to merge or not. But this will bring me to the end of my review of this 2025 Nissan Murano Platinum.